Croatia, and particularly Livaković, who made a couple of fantastic saves. That wasn't a very good penalty, that one, was it?
Not at all, no. He's nowhere near the corner, which is obviously where he's aiming for. I mean, they looked so
That's
casual.
A great save.
That's a very good save, yeah. But they looked so casual, didn't they? When they were walking up to take the penalties, and that's the last one there. I mean, all three of them really. I mean, I'm not sure any of them strike them as much as or as hard as they wanted to.
The ones that have kind of had that casual approach, even the Croatia player, the one that missed, Levaya, his was very casual as well. It's, you know, I'd like a kind of positive run-up at least at a penalty, don't you?
Yeah. That one there was a joke. You can't run up like that. You have to score, otherwise you look an idiot completely. And I think that's the way penalty takers are going at the moment. We see even Lewandowski the other day.
Having looked an idiot a couple of times with penalties, I know exactly what you mean.
I didn't want to mention it, but it is weird because you can't generate as much power. If you take a proper run up and you go up and you smash it. I mean, Alves, I should watch him take penalties. The conviction was there. Run up to it, head down, bang.
I don't know if now they're waiting on the goalkeeper.
There's a lot of that, isn't there?
A lot of seeing what he's going to do and then reacting off that instead of probably just taking out the goalkeeper's hands.
What happened to putting the ball down, picking your spot and hitting it as hard as you can?
True.
Well, I still some do. Let's have a look at the winning penalty. Great moment, of course, for Croatia, one they've experienced many times. This was a kind of more aggressive run-up, and that's, picks his spot, hits it firm.
You know what, though? We can sit here and criticise and stuff. That walk up to the penalty spot is a hard walk.
How would you know?
I've done it at many occasions in the Community Shield. Being one of them. But no,
you are absolutely right, Rio.
FA Cup semi-final, I've done it. I missed. So it's not easy. And at this level, it can.
Look at that.
Really difficult.
Great picture there, Alan. It is tough, isn't it?
No, it's hard.
It's a long because you, like myself, you take the first penalty.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but nowadays the ball seems to be already there. But I remember it. I think it's the only penalty shootout I ever took part in. Was the World Cup semi-final. That was the first penalty. Someone gave me the ball. I'm on the halfway line. I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I like carry it all the way to the penalty spot? Do I juggle it a bit? But obviously not, because I'm useless. And then in the end, I kind of put it on the ground and thought, now do I run or do I? It's all sorts of nonsense going through your head.
That walk from the halfway line to the penalty spot with the longest walk you will ever have in your life.
No, it's not. It's the second longest. It's the one back if you miss it.
If you miss it, that is true. Yeah. It's a lot shorter if you score it on the way back, because that's it. The relief is huge. I mean, they've been under huge pressure. I know that the Japanese, and they've done really well. They've entertained. They've beaten Spain and they've beaten Germany. So it's an incredible achievement to say that has happened. It's just such a disappointment to go out like that in that situation.
You know, having led in the game as well, and they played really well in the first half, didn't they?
And it was different to what we'd seen coming into this game. They'd gone behind and they'd reacted and done well, but they went ahead and didn't really motor on. They didn't grab the game by the scruff of the neck. It's a great ball in. They covered all bases in the penalty box. The Croats, I'm sure, would look back and think we could do better in terms of coming out to the ball. And
Maeda was really sharp, wasn't he, in the first half?
He was really good, really sharp, and they were deserving of the lead going into this.
And then Perisic, he does score a lot of important goals. Obviously, he got the one against the equaliser against the winner, wasn't it, against England 4 years ago.
He's a big player, and obviously we see him week in, week out.
What a header!
In the Prem, but
you'd have been proud of this one.
This is a powerful header. This is because he's about 14 yards out still, so it's just boom. And he's kind of, and when we see the other angle, he's kind of put a spin on. He spun it in the far post. It's a great ball as well, and it's an important, big players step up at important times, and they really needed something because they were struggling to create anything else.
It was a very similar performance, wasn't it, to when they played Belgium, in terms of they didn't really play well. They couldn't string anything together. They had one or two moments, and I know they've got through. But I wouldn't be too worried if we had to. I know they're experienced, but I wouldn't be too worried that team that's going to be playing them.
It is incredible what Croatia have done, isn't it? In recent tournaments. I mean, they're a relatively small nation, aren't they? I mean, obviously they split up in the Balkans a few years ago, but they've been terrific. They produce some really good players.
Yeah, for a country of that size to be producing players like that, it's like a conveyor belt of players. You look at, obviously, Modric is the standout player, but behind that you've got so many other players. Perisic, Kovacevic. You've got so many players that you think, wow, all from this one nation.
Who you mentioned before the game.
Who grew into the game.
He did.
From my scouting missions that I've been doing through the tournament.
For Chelsea.
But no, they have talent. And you look back over the years before, Davor Suker.
Yeah.
Bilic and people like that, they've got great players. So they're a nation that are steeped in history of producing very good players. Boban, top.
Wonderful footballers.
Superb,
Let's take a look at the route to the final on that side of the draw. If they can make it yet again, as they did, of course, in Russia 4 years ago. They're in the same half of the draw as, obviously, Brazil and Argentina as well. So it's a tough side of the draw. I mean, they're all tough in World Cups, aren't they?
Yeah, it is tough. I mean,
Is he arriving?
Experienced. I know that they've been around the block, but I just don't see them having enough to go all the way this time.
Yeah, well,
I've seen them.
Saw Brazil
there
there arriving, South Korea as well. Lots of reports that Neymar would be in the starting lineup. Do we know that? Anybody? Can you shout in my ear if he's?
Their manager said in the press conference that he's going to start, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
exactly. That's
hopefully he's not lying and he's not just trying to put us off the scent. But to see that, you want the best players playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Neymar is one of the best. On that side of the draw, do you see a Brazil-Argentina semi-final?
Look at the smile. Look at the smile. I mean, that's what you want. Every football fan would love to see that. I mean, obviously by the other teams, but you want to see Argentina, Brazil. What a huge semi-final that'll be.
Do you think you've seen enough from Croatia in the times you've seen them in this tournament for them to go all the way?
No. I think Brazil, if they get through, Neymar starts.
Confirmed.
I think if Brazil go through, they'll be sitting there thinking.
I think they would have watched, first half of this or whatever before they left, and they haven't got a care in the world. Whoever wins this next game are happy with that. I don't think they've got to worry.
They're gritty though.
They are gritty. They're going to weigh you down, but I don't think they've got enough to. No. If it was Brazil, let's say, I think they'd dispatch them.
Yeah. Not enough going forward to hurt Brazil if Brazil get through, and obviously no disrespect to South Korea.
Vinicius, Richarlison, and Rafinha, with Neymar just behind.
Neymar in a sausage roll, in a
sausage roll.
Oh, my God. Let's get back to watch this game.
Well, let's hope he stays fit, because we all thought, didn't we, that it might be the end of the tournament for Neymar with that ankle injury, and he's suffered a little bit with his ankles, hasn't he, in recent times? Yep. So, I mean, it would have been so sad if he didn't appear. So it's great to see him back.
We were at the game, weren't we? We were at the game when he came off, and then there was reports that he was going to miss the rest of the tournament. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they were going so well in Brazil, and he got injured there, didn't he?
Yeah,
when they were looking good, and they fell apart without him.
And Brazilian players, unfortunately, or however you want to look at it, they get judged around World Cups, given what Pelé and the previous teams have done.
Where do you put Neymar in? I mean, in the pecking order of Brazilian football. I mean, boy, have they had some players. Pelé's obviously has to be number one.
They've got the best pool of players in history, maybe, and they've got Pelé, Zico, Ronaldinho, R9.
Yeah.
He's probably after that bunch of players. Rivaldo, big players.
Some list, huh?
Yeah, great list.
What is it?
Yeah.
Romario.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. He could go on. Don't know where he fits in.
There's so many. On the other side of the draw, let's have a look at that as well. It's all getting excited now, the knockout stage. It's great, isn't it? The little route to the final. Here it comes. Netherlands, Argentina, England, France. On the other side, on the right-hand side there. Well, England, France is, 50-51 probably in many ways. Yeah. Who do you see going throughout the other two? The two games tomorrow, Morocco against Spain, Portugal against Switzerland. Obviously, Spain, Portugal will be the favourites. If you've got that quarter-final, that Iberian Peninsula, that derby there, that'd be huge for them.
Yeah, Spain will go back, I think, they'll name a different team to what they had out last time. I would see that, and I'd be really surprised if it wasn't a Spain-Portugal.
Yeah, that'd be tasty.
Yeah, that'd make for the semis. Then after that are going to be crazy. But it's my fault if Spain play Portugal there, and you've got after that you get Brazil, Argentina in the semis. It's unbelievable.
And what about the semi-final of the top right there? What are you
Who's that going to be?
You've got
France, Spain. Never won.
What are you talking about? This is why Ashley shouldn't be in it. She should be gone now. Take him out.
Just leave it. Might be your last game, having said things like that. Actually.
We give him enough grief over his country, haven't we?
I know, I had to sit with him
We
through the whole
absolutely,
game.
we absolutely accept that. But you know, exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I am confident. I'm going to keep saying that, but I think that England are a team that I think other countries are looking at and going, we don't really want to play them.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, I agree. As much as we'll talk about Mbappe and Griezmann and what have you, can you imagine what they're saying about our squad and having a look at all the players that have performed and scored?
I think the funny thing, isn't it? You get criticised sometimes for like putting the opposition down, or you think you're too good, and then but inside we actually think, oh, we know we'll lose anyway because we always do. Something happens, something goes wrong.
I'm
but
actually really confident.
One day, maybe England will do it. One day.
These players have filled me with enough confidence.
Yeah.
This is the best England team that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, do you think so?
Best English.
You played in a really good team as well, the golden generation. They didn't quite win gold. They only won silver.
They're better.
They?
They've got a confidence. They've got an aura that they're building, and I think they are definitely.
Ashley, thank you. Rio, great. Alan, thank you too. That's it from us for now. So 3 World Cup penalty shootout wins in a row. Croatia get it spot on once again.